Hello everyone. So I'm here with a new video, and as you have seen from the caption of the video, I'm gonna talk about gender pronouns today. And because it is about pronouns, I'm not gonna go into what pronouns means or the English grammar part of it, because I'm pretty sure that that's not why you're here to see this video. So, getting into the matter at hand, gender pronouns or gendered pronouns, as some tend to call it, it is a part of the gender expression of a person, and it might or might not be influenced by their gender identity. So it is not like all non-binary people use they them, or all cisgender male people use he him. There are a lot of cisgender male people who use he they or things like that. So another thing we need to understand here is that a lot of people use a mix of pronouns, that is more than one pronoun. So some examples, other than the ones I already told you, are she, her, sie, here, and of course there's many more. As to the purpose of why we are going through pronouns and why pronouns have gained so much importance and all that, it is literally treating people how they want to be treated, rather than being governed by like the interaction being governed by your thoughts, learnings, or assumptions about how people ought to be or how they would be. So it is literally like embracing who that person is. You are being affirmative through that, and you are avoiding, like essentially avoiding misgendering that person and becoming a negative stimulant to their mental health. So, in simple words, a bit more simple words, it's literally you acknowledging that, acknowledging and accepting the person that they are, and is being supportive towards their identity and indicating that they're inclusive. Like you are being inclusive of them in this environment, and because of that they are in a safe environment to express themselves freely. So that is literally what you're doing by those simple few small words like he, she, they, whatever it is. So at this point, we need to understand that there are people who completely avoid pronouns, or there are also people who use their name in place of pronouns. And that is all completely alright if they prefer to. So it is like to use pronouns or not to use pronouns, it is their choice. And treating people as they want to be treated and being inclusive means that we are respecting their choice. So one more thing we need to take note of is this is not a rigid concept. This is actually a continuously evolving topic. Like as we say, human diversity and human language is continuously evolving, and pronouns are pretty much same as that and a part of that. So evolution of this simple topic called pronouns in that way is inevitable. Yeah, you can say that. So if I'm to step on to an example at this point to make things a bit more easier to understand, you already know that my name is Reshma, and I wouldn't say that I use the pronouns or my preferred pronouns are. It is literally like you're saying that you're making a choice of pronouns. That is not what actually happens. It is just a person simply feeling comfortable with a set of pronouns. And like it's like, even though you choose the kind of clothes you wear, you can't really choose the size of clothes you wear, because if you gotta be comfortable, if you don't want to get hurt, you inevitably have to choose the right size for you. And it is like that. So you would say like, if you're introducing yourself, you would say like, my name is Reshma and my pronouns are they them. So when you introduce yourself with your pronouns in the beginning, you are creating a safe environment where people who really want to be out with their pronouns get the opportunity to do that, and they feel okay to do that, and others also feel that it is important to comply with these pronouns if they want to be in this environment, and to be inclusive. That's it, inclusive there. So it is kind of like you are prodding people a bit to create a more inclusive and equitable environment. So what really happens when you ask somebody's pronouns, and you specify or use those pronouns when you are talking about them? Of course, in third person, you use pronouns in third person when you're talking in third person. So what really happens there? Talking about what really happens there is like, as I told before, there's a kind of acceptance and acknowledgement that is coming there. But then if you are not using those pronouns, or like if in my case, um, though my pronouns are they them, because of my outer appearance, how much ever I try to transition on the outside, there are often times when I get judged for the pitch of my voice, even though it is comparatively a bit lower than the usual assigned female at birth range. Even then, I get assumed as a cisgender female, which I'm not. I might have been assigned female at birth, but I don't identify as female. And irrespective of that, since my pronouns are not she, her, of course, I feel uncomfortable when I am addressed with she, her, with no consideration for my comfort, choices, or opinion. So I, in that moment, of course, feel hurt, disrespected, alienated, invisible, and most importantly, misgendered. So, but then one thing we gotta understand is I have no reason to be made to feel like that, feel as if I am not right for being who I am, or I'm not supposed to be who I am. I have no reason to be made to feel that way. And that is the same for anyone who moves away from the binary set of pronouns that we are taught in educational institutions, which kind of imposes the binary form of gender divisions, and like they teach us that gender and sex is the same when it is not, which I did talk about in another video. I'll put the link for that in card here in the video. But then coming back to the pronouns topic, often if you see, even with me and a lot of people who move away from the binary set of pronouns, it kind of causes a lot of blocking of repeated offenders on social media. Of course, you try to correct them or make them understand as part of your advocacy, but then it's like saying that a lot of people don't understand it when you say a no is a no. It's kind of similar to that kind of situation. It just sometimes doesn't go into people's heads because people are so fixated on the way they have been conditioned since young, and in a way it's not their fault, but then trying to unlearn and relearn and upskill yourself and be a better human is all of our duties as a person who is making use of the privileges we have by being born in this world and being born as a human. So, what you can do for that? So, as I said earlier, you can introduce yourself like I'm Reshma and my pronouns are they, them, what about you? Suppose if they already know about you, then you can ask them, like, may I know your name and your pronouns? So, in the first place, you're like when you're asking to introduce themselves, you're also asking their pronouns. They're gonna talk about their designation and work and things like that anyways, if it is that kind of an environment. But then when you specifically mention pronouns, you're gonna create a safe environment for them. And another thing you could do similar to this is mention your pronouns in brackets beside your name in your business card or email signature, social media, or like wherever possible. That also creates like a feeling of comfort and safety for the people who are handling your business card or replying to your email or going through your social media and all that. So suppose you make a mistake, then in that case, what do? You make a mistake with a person's pronouns, and yes, we are all human, we all make mistakes, and that is completely all right. You can just apologize once and correct yourself, and importantly, the most important part, move on from there. Apologize, correct yourself, move on, continue with your conversation, whatever it is. Don't bother to stop your conversation to explain how bad you feel or apologize more and more and more. No, because by doing that, you are making the situation, like the whole situation, the whole mistake, about you, when it is not really the case. The situation is about them, and acknowledge that and accept that. Go ahead, apologize once for the mistake, and move on like you would do with any other mistake. Don't go around them and keep on saying the same thing, because it feels to them like they are burdening you, or they are trying to make a special environment for themselves, when all people in that environment has their own difficulties. Don't make them feel like they are doing something wrong. So yeah, what else could you do? As I said, if like there are chances when a person uses more than one set of pronouns, and in that case, take care that you don't keep using the same set of pronouns. Like if somebody uses she, they pronouns, don't keep on using she, her wherever you're talking about them. Don't do that. Use a mix of she and they, because if you just use one of those pronouns, it is literally like you are disregarding the other part of them. All of those pronouns and all of those parts of them, it is what it is, and it is there as it is. So ignoring that might not be the best idea, and ignoring that in a way is quite disrespectful. So yeah, for we are reaching the end of this video, and before we end this video, one thing I would like to add to this whole thing is we did talk about people who don't use pronouns or just use their name for their pronouns. In the same way, there might also be people who don't want to disclose their pronouns due to some sort of situation they're in, whatever it is, that is their business. But then if they don't want to disclose it, it's absolutely all right. Again, if they say that I don't want to disclose it, move on. go ahead and talk about whatever you have to talk, and just mind your business when it comes to their pronouns. If they don't want to disclose it, that's up to them, and they might have some reason for it. uh, it's not up to us to have to know that reason for sure, or have to know their pronouns for sure, or simply they might choose to disclose their pronouns at a later stage, at like in a relationship with them. So yeah, that's it about pronouns. I hope this video is informative. If you came here to learn about pronouns, and if there's more you want to know about pronouns, or any doubts you might have on anything I said or anything more, do leave comments below. And if you have any suggestions for the topics you are looking for me to talk about, sure, do leave that to in the comments. So I'm also sorry for taking a long break from making videos, but then I had my exams going on and I still have a few left, so I don't know when I will be back. But then yeah, thank you for listening up until now. Let's see each other soon with a new video.